Good morning, everyone. Vanakkam. I'm Dr. Suresh Surendran. Today I'm going to talk about uh, who we are, why is the movement for people's struggle started. Some suggestion is my personal suggestion on People Council as a way forward. Who we are, what is this movement? It is a movement of people who are suffering politico-legal, socio-economic, environmental issues and struggling against imperialism, dictatorship, militarization due to lack of social democracy, against nationalism, racism and majoritarianism due to lack of power devolution, and against all kind of backwardness in the society, neoliberal economy and environmental damage due to lack of development in government policies, process, science, technology and implementation. The movement is committed to build a broad mass movement to mobilize all the oppressed, suppressed, repressed people, irrespective of their race, language, religion, caste, class, and political party for the above purpose. You all know on March 27th in Nugegoda, the Sri Lankan people with Frontline Socialist Party launched a mass movement called Movement for People's Struggle under the theme True Hope, a People's Movement. Peoples from all walks of life, including trade union, civil societies, farmers, fishermen, women, youth, student organization, university lecturers, artists, professional, journalists, all are involved in this meeting and supported in this movement. Why this movement started? Two reasons. Number one is a reactive reason, and why we want to, sort of a immediate thing, and other one is a strategic reason. So what are the immediate reasons? Currently, Sri Lanka and its people are severely affected by current economic problem. There is no or not affordable fuel, food, etc. So the economic problem grown as a wider political and social problem now. It caused by a number of reasons. The first one is the politico-legal socio-economic policies pursued by the ruling class of Sri Lanka. Secondly, the dictatorial and military-led unplanned short-term selfish program by government and huge bribery, corruption, commission for everything culture in the government and government institution. The majority parliamentarian, whether they are policymakers in the cabinet or government or in the opposition or in executive branch. These are the primary cause for these political socio-economic problem. Sri Lankan constitution and governing institution have played a major role in this downfall. Therefore, the political problem is now evolved into a constitutional crisis. In many cases, many parliamentarians have not reflected the general citizens' political, social, economic view, and also they never not influence the constitution making to reflect these needs, and there's no policies on democracy, devolution, and development in a sustainable way. So the general citizen need a platform in addition to parliament to support and challenge the parliament via campaigns such as Go Home. It is an urgent need. Therefore, the immediate reason for this movement is to reflect people's needs and wishes. What is this strategic reason? This is my personal view. So I think the strategic view is we have to start a people council at least with 3 key units. The units actually to work together, but also in more detail in their own units. So the people council, in my view, must have the following units. The first one is research-based know-how transfer think tank units. This is very much necessary for policy development, process development, and also problem solving, and so on. The second one is the campaign and advocacy. That include networking, communication, influencing unit. And the third one is implementation and operation. That's related to finance, charities, projects, and so on. That units where you have the policies, process, and so on made with the help of the community, and then you communicated, consulted with people again, and finally operate or implement that policies, strategies, and so on. So this council in all 3 levels have to challenge and support Parliament. The key reason for proposing to establish a research-based know-how transfer think tank within the People Council at the provincial level or in a local level are to facilitate, number one, the community education, training, and lifelong learning by knowledge and technology transfer to develop individual collective capacity, competency, skills for participating in the People Council, including research, think tank, and decision-making activities. The second reason is to research, collect data, the data into information, knowledge, and finally wisdom, and understand and analyze the issues, future risk, identify the priority, sustainable option, and develop know-how for the solution. Finally, this is to facilitate the discussion, problem solving, people's input for decision making, and think tank activities with stakeholder engagement on policy, process, science, technology, and operational development and implementation. So what is the wider vision for research-based know-how transfer think tank? Please note, People's Council have 3 units. I'm not going to talk here the first two or the two things like campaign and also the project-oriented one. Here I'm talking about research-based know-how transfer think tank. The vision is to support to build Sri Lanka and its province and the local authorities with a change attitude and improved ability to implement democracy, devolution, and sustainable development in Sri Lanka by promoting, sustaining, and increasing collective capacity of current and future community leaders at local and national level via research-based knowledge and technology transfer and think tank activities for the benefit of people, i.e. society, the planet, that's environment, and prosperity, economic, and peace, politico-legal as partnership initiative with various stakeholders. I would like to suggest 4 thematic objectives, and each would have 12 related tasks to achieve 17 goals proposed by UN Sustainable Development Goals. Objective 1. So this is to support sustainable politico-legal development for peace and partnership by 2030. This is to remove imperialism, dictatorship, and militarization and improve social democracy. This is also to remove nationalism, racism, and majoritarianism and improve power devolution. Objective 2 is support sustainable socio-cultural development for Sri Lankan people by 2030. To remove all kind of backwardness in society, such as the education system, health system, housing and community, rural and urban community planning, these kind of things at the moment is not done in a progressive way. Objective 3 is support sustainable ethos economic development for prosperity by 2030. Example, to remove new liberal economic policies. It should not only look for GDP, but also think about happy index, reduce poverty through decent work, and appropriate and reliable innovation. Finally, object 4 is sustainable environment development for the planet by 2030 to reduce man-made environmental destruction, climate change, and protect all lives in the land, on the land and the sea. So these politico-legal, socio-cultural, economics, and environmental, both built environment and natural environmental development is called as sustainable development. So without one of these, you can't develop the country, build the nations, build the province. You can't do it. All four we should be giving equal weight. Yes, then the task one within objective one, that is support sustainable political legal development for peace and partnership by 2030. That's include equality, equity, human rights, unity, diversity, secularism, harmony, reconciliation, and so on. This is clearly talked in UN Sustainable Development Goal 5 and 10. This is talking about inequality. The second task is strong institution, strong fair constitution, governance, justice, peace initiatives, and so on. Again, here we are talking about whether we have a proper or strong institution which establish or support peace and justice. And the third one is a global partnership, foreign trade, international relationship, understanding of geopolitics and democracy. So that's again UN Sustainable Development Goal 17, global partnership for all the goals which we are talking here. So we tackle the policy or political legal aspects. The next one is socio-cultural aspects. Education, quality education. That includes citizenship, ethics, culture, heritage, history, archaeology, arts, media. These education should be evidence-based rather than just stories. And the next one is task 5 is health, well-being, physical, mental safety, well-being by medical and non-medical systems such as nutrition, exercise, and so on. Finally, sustainable cities and communities, rural urban regeneration, housing, etc. The economy should be reflects the ethos of the community. That is very, very important. So here the main thing is no poverty, no hunger. We need to have a food security, sustainable agriculture, aquaculture, fisheries, and so on. Then the eighth task within the ethos, economics, innovative enterprise, industry, commerce, science, research, and technical skills. So this is necessary to provide an appropriate industry, innovative industry, and infrastructure, as well as commerce. Finally, sustainable growth and happy economic growth, sustainable investment, and so on. This is to give a decent work and strong economic growth. Here we should think about GDPs, about neoliberal economic policies, to think a bit more wider and sustainable way. Finally, the support for sustainable built and natural environmental development for planets by 2030. That is including sustainable utility for affordable water, sanitation, energy, pollution prevention, in other words, to prevent environmental damage, and also providing necessary utilities such as clean water, sanitation, affordable and clean energy. The 11th task is sustainable resource consumption, climate change, disaster and risk resilience. This is mainly to make sure we are consuming responsibilities and producing responsibility of goods, and also climate change action. Finally, we are not only we stay in this world, there are other lives as well. Protect life in water, on land, marine territorial resources, biodiversity losses, and so on. So, how we are going to do it? These one mainly provincial and local level we are going to do it, but also that should be supported by national and international level. As in our inauguration ceremony we mentioned, there is number of key stakeholders, all we have to involve, including young Sri Lankan speaking Tamil, Sinhala or languages, professional academics, researchers, entrepreneurs, and so on. Finally, whatever we are doing, that should be bottom up, based on real people's need. So therefore, this should be done on provincial and local level. So there is the outcome. This is mainly benefit to the people, prosperity, province and planet, peace and partnership. So those are the main reason why we want to start this think tank, research-based knowledge transfer, technology transfer think tank, to develop tools, technologies, guidance, and so on for helping our campaign, our advocacy role, as well as identifying the priorities and so on for projects and so on. This is very, very important, guys. So, end of the day, we need this think tank. This think tank, a lot of time people have these tank based on top-down ideas. Someone has great ideas and impose on people. That shouldn't be. So that should based on what is happening in the real world in Sri Lanka, local villages and towns and province. But unfortunately, we haven't got any much data on these kind of things. We have a lot of data from academics and professionals on top down, but not bottom up. So we need to do research, bottom up research. Ask people what is their problem, what is their solution, what is their priority. So bottom up research is very important. And the research is not done in capitals or in foreign countries. That should be done by local people in the local area. So therefore, we need to make sure the people have a capacity to do these kind of a research and data collections and also decision making. So therefore, these research-based knowledge technology transfer think tank have these three tasks, or rather aims. Thank you.